and welcome back to EVE Online with me, Mark from Dadex, and we've had a couple of weeks of a break. I've had some IT issues. Look, there's a Gila in local. I'm in a ham drake. I'm not going to attack that Gila. I think he's bait. We'll get onto that in a minute. Had a few IT issues here. I couldn't record recently. You may notice this footage was actually recorded during the hunt because some of the capsules appear on the D-scan. So this was me out in low sec in my ham drake. I was actually looking for somebody. I'd been stalked by another YouTuber. I was out with one of the alphas in a cormorant, and he was in local. We had a little chat, and he said, "Oh, you were lucky. I was trying to kill you in my Stratios, but I couldn't get. It was taking me too long to get within range, cloaked. You were lucky." And I thought, I wasn't lucky. I wasn't on the warping spot like I tell everybody not to be. So it was a pain in the butt for you to come and catch me. But anyway, I came back in a ham drake hoping to get into a fight with him, because normally, in my experience, the people who attack destroyers in faction cloaked ships usually don't like it when people turn around and fight them. Anyway, checking who is in local with you is always important. And here we have one guy from the corp with a positive sex status and his mate from the same corp with a negative sex status. Now, I'm willing to bet you 50p at this point that the Gila pilot, who is probably the bait in this scenario, is the guy with the positive sex status, looking all innocent, especially if he's the only other guy in local with you. And his Gila is probably built to be bait in that it has tank and it has tackle, and it just needs to stay alive. This guy, I think, is irrelevant. He's just passing through. I'm not too worried about him, but you never know. But we've got two guys from the same corp. I've seen a Gila. I reckon it's bait. I'm just going to poke around in this system now, just to illustrate to you kind of what you'll be up against and how to spot the trap that you might be walking into. Now, what I'm expecting is probably the Gila is the bait, maybe a fast tackle ship of some type, we'll see, and then deeps. But there's only two of them in local, so we'll keep an eye on things. I'm just using the D-scan to see if I can find where he is, see what's going on around here. I did think about going up to try and get that capsule, but I carried on just mooching about. But of course, if the Gila is a purpose-built bait ship, and I suspect it probably is, it's going to have the tackle and it's going to have the tank. It's not going to be there to kill me. It will help, I'm sure, in some way, but its main role is to keep me there till the mates arrive. And I'm just a little bit more intel. Want to remember their names, see if I can figure out what's going on. But yeah, the high sex status guy I reckon is going to be Gila, and we'll see what we find. The other guy, if indeed he's out, I could be reading this completely wrong. The other guy could be Dr. up AFK watching Netflix, but I don't know. I have flown through this pocket a few times before. It's appeared in videos before. Now we've got a third member of the same corp has come in. That's worth noting for sure. So that's kind of, yeah, so now we've got the three people, so potentially we have got the bait, the tackle and the deeps in system with me. And there we go, there's a Hecate now. That's fast enough to get in and help tackle me. It's also, to be honest with you, and especially since the null ammo buff, it's gonna hurt. Hecates hurt. If they get in close, they're painful. Don't underestimate it just because it's a destroyer. Well, that could almost be the tagline to half my videos, so if you follow me, you'll probably know that a destroyer can be quite an effective tool if you want it to be. So we'll just keep on moving on. I want to see what man number 3 reveals. He's left local. Probably means he's on the other side of a gate. If they're interested in getting me, the Gila's still out, so I assume they are. I've come up here now to a Poco. Hide inside the Poco, they'll never find me here. I'm just bouncing around. I'm probably being a bit of a pain for them because they probably can't quite figure out what on earth it is I'm trying to do. I've obviously not just come in and gone onto a belt or gone onto a site. So, yeah, and it's part of the fun for me to wind them up. I'm not going to get into a fight here because there's no chance of me winning it. I've got no backup around. If I had somebody floating around in the next system, maybe we'd play this a different way. But this is me just playing with them, really. Seeing how correct my assumptions have been. The other reason I'm bouncing around the system, apart from winding them up, is that if they've got any sense, they're not going to have the Hecate within D-scan range of where the Gila is anyway. So that ideally, I don't even notice that there's two of them out, but I already have. It's just me and the Gila pilot left in local now, so I wonder where his mates might have positioned themselves, eh? And I must say, these guys are playing it by the book. It's just unfortunate for them in this situation that I've read the same book. It's as simple as that. But this is what you need to look out for. Check the kill boards before you go through a pocket you're not familiar with. I could see that this corp was active in here bushwhacking. In fact, I warned the other YouTube guy of it. So maybe that's another reason he left. But I wish he'd been here for me into a fight with. Maybe another day. So I'm going to jump out, see what's on the other side of this gate. Any bets? Ta-da! It's a Hecate. Right, so I'm not going to hang around here. I don't want to get in. I'm not going to aggress on the gate. I'm sure he probably doesn't want to aggress on the gate unless he knows his backup is on the way. So he could maybe get a tackle on me and then get out of the gate guns and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to warp off to a belt. Not quite sure what I'm thinking with my drones here, other than that guy might have got a tackle on me. But it was a couple of weeks ago now, but I had a plan, I would swear. So I'm just going to go off to a belt now, keep D-scanning, because I'm pretty sure if that guy was on that gate and he was going to mess with me, then maybe his mate is going to come in here. So let's just see. I'm really determined. I'm not leaving till I find out what the third ship is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something cloaky and full of DPS. So I'm sitting here. He can see me, the Hecate. He might come out after me. Certainly once he knows his mate. Look, and then his mate has come into local now. That's one of his corp mates. So we'll keep looking. I'm already getting ready to warp onto the next belt. There's the Loki. There's the Hecate landing on grid with me. So he did come in for the tackle as soon as he knew his deep's back up. The Gila, the bait ship, I guess, was kind of irrelevant by that point. So there you go. I'm making my excuses and leaving, as they say. But that's how to spot an ambush, guys. Have you ever heard of a Serpentis Gas Processing Site? I never had. We've moved to a bit of a new region, actually. We're plodding around, and you find new things, because some things in the game are very much regional. This is a gas site. It shows as a gas site when you scan it. In fact, somebody said there's nothing in it but a couple of gas sites. This one's a combat site, and it's a combat site with hacks to do. So let's go and have a look. I've jumped in a Gnosis. It's basically just heavy missiles, passive tank. I've got a target painter. I've got an invulnerability field. The fit's a bit messed up because I've just got here. So it's one of those for me. And as you can see, there's quite a lot to meet us on grid, but with a bit of range control and a little bit of patience, I think we'll be fine. Let's have a look. I am going to speed this footage up. There's nothing much to this fight. And it is easy in Eve to just sit in your little area of space for years and never get out and about and just not know what's over there. So I'm just going to plod on with this site. The towers are pretty easy to take down. It looks like there's quite a lot of ships around, so I'm just going to pull range with my micro warp drive to reduce their application on me, while I pound away at them with my heavy missiles and, of course, my lovely drones. Now, the Gnosis is a great ship. We will look at it. I don't think I've ever used one in a video. Very versatile. They're being given out right now as part of the anniversary celebration, as they are on an annual basis. And we will definitely have a look. It can be fit in so many different ways. It has a really fast tackle speed for a battle cruiser, which is why you often see them in gate camps. And can be applied in many, many different ways. It is one of those ships that, because you don't need, I think the only skill requirement is Spaceship Command 1 to fly a Gnosis. You can catch them, especially after they've been given out, in places they shouldn't really be, with fits that shouldn't really be put on them. But maybe we'll look at that. I'll show you some fits before everyone breaks their new Gnosis. And maybe we'll have a look at the Synesis. Are they getting given out again? I think they are. They're a weird ship. I really can't find a decent role for the Synesis at all. Which is a pity, because the Synesis is a very cool looking ship. I wish it had like a death animation when it cut things in half with the lasers it's got across the front. But anyway, I can only dream. We're working our way through here very, very nicely. No stress, no bother. Just control the range. That is the secret. You got heavy missiles. They got a very long range. Use it. But as I say, this is not particularly, as usual with me. I do get a couple of comments. Oh, you could do this to your fit. You could do that to the fit. I fly, you know, in whatever I've got handy. Some of the fits, if it's very specific, I will go into the detail of. But quite often, guys, one of the points I'm trying to make is just go and see in the ship that you've got, or I'm going to go and see in the ship that I've got. We'll talk about what might be improvable or not necessary, and you guys apply what you learn and know about the game to improving and optimizing your fits. Look, everything's dead. I am going to check that I can't get into this cargo box, and no, absolutely not. If I only showed you my absolute best runs in optimized fits, it would be a little bit dull, and what would you really learn? I want you to think. I want to give you some information, and I want you to think. So I've grabbed a Heron so I can go and hack this site. It's a pretty standard Heron fit. It is a little bit messed up because I convert this between combat scanning and normal relic scanning. I'm not sure why it's got a damage control in the bottom slot, which I can't switch on when I'm warping, obviously. And I'm not even sure why it's got the overdrive in the bottom. But all I need is a data analyzer, to be quite honest. So yeah, I don't know. One of my more inventive moments, maybe quite late at night. The hacks in here are very, very standard. There's nothing too hardcore in terms of unlocks here. I do have to go the long way around the grid, but nothing ever seems to make me feel I'm going to fail this hack, to be honest with you. So there we go, we got a spanner. Yeah, they're all pretty much this kind of same level, green locks. I'm going to save you from seeing me hack. Very simple hacks. This is what we get. So we've got various implants that either reduce the chances of a booster having its negative side effect or reduce the negative side effect. So if you've ever wondered where they come from, and they're 1% or 3% versions, they come from gas harvesting sites. Who knew? So yeah, well, a little bit of an odd one. Nothing really dramatic. It's certainly not a high value, but an interesting little diversion. And I learnt something new. Not all gas sites are gas sites. Okay, and here I am out in a Thorax with the Alpha. Hanging out with a few mates over here in Decon. And Tommy's come to see us. Tommi Prokshin is a Russian streamer. He comes in. This is about the 4th fight I've been involved in with him. He is a great guy, a great pilot and a great laugh. He comes in. His fits aren't ridiculously expensive, his pods might be, and he's on boosters, but he knows how to fly and he likes having fun. And if you actually watch him, we get into this fight and he pulls range on me so quickly. That is down to the implant set he's using, which I believe are snakes, and he's just so quick. We come on grid at one point. There's probably 4. We only bring Tech 1 cruisers out to start with. Well, there's a Gnosis, but we don't come out anything too OP. Because this guy is so worth having a decent fight with. If you ever see him, don't go out and stomp him with all your mates, because he probably won't come back, especially if you pod him. But he's a great guy. He's one of the content creators of EVE in the in-game sense, not just in terms of his streams. So we try to close range on this guy. I have to warp away, come back, try to warp into a fleet mate who's nearer to him. He keeps us on the run around for a good long time, and I mean about probably, this fight takes about 10 minutes, I think, at least. And I just really wanted to mention the guy. It's like that guy, Literal Combat Ship, we had in another video. He was dueling yet far in the battleships. The guys that come out solo and just have a fight and have a laugh, they're great. We love them. And please keep coming back and having nice fights with us. In the end, we do get him. And I'm just warping back into the grid now. We've had to put out an Orpheus. One of the guys has grabbed an Orpheus to chase him down and get a tackle on him. And thankfully that's worked. Respect again to him. For he could have left this fight so many times because he got so far out of range. We've had no tackles on him. He's here to have a laugh with us. The Orpheus has finally got the tackle on him. We can get in. We can grind him down. And finally we're on him. And he's dead. But it was a great fight. Thank you very much, Tommy, for coming our way again, mate. We have a good chat in local, actually. We stay in local for about 10 minutes chatting to his pod, exchanging fits and stories and other such banter. So, yeah, cheers, mate. Here's the kill mail. And as you can see, nothing extravagant at all. Probably about 50 mil when it's on the actual kill boards. It's not about his fit, it's about his pod. It might be about his boosters, and it's definitely about how he flies it. So respect to you, mate. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave you there for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave it a like if you had. Any comments, suggestions are always appreciated. Now I can record, I'm going to get that PI video tutorial guide, whatever you want to call it, done. So subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to know when that one comes up. I've also got lots more clips, and we'll get back to some flying. If you follow the channel, you see I've been busy with a different game, but that's okay. I've played E for 10 years. It's not exactly a disaster if I get a little bit sidetracked now and again, is it? And it's a very enjoyable game too, but even is believing, as we know. So take care guys, survive the lockdown, and see you soon. Thanks a lot and goodbye.